Hi guys, and welcome back to Marant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. This is a one-take session, no edits, no cuts, about Matthew Kors. Now, I welcome you. This is my Midnight Stock Talk, but a little bit special edition. It's going to be longer than normal, so I apologize, but no edits, no cuts. So we're going to piece together these clips. I want you to see them in real time, but Matthew Kors is the subject, and why is it Matt? Well, Matt, I'm very endearing to you. I actually like you, Matt. I talked about you in my very first live stream of all time, my very first video. I said that I appreciate you. I think you're a smart guy. I used to watch you back January, February, March, April time frame. I would watch you for about 4 months. I watched you, and you were giving out some great information, and I was listening, and then out of nowhere, like in March time frame, I said, holy hell, they're all shills. And I say this because it's a term used loosely, but the truth is, you guys were all pandering to the viewer. As in, I get views when I put out this information. Whether it's bullish, whether it's bearish, you wouldn't put out bearish. You were all bullish, bullish, bullish. And it had to be positive in that manner. Because I came out and said Adam Aron's a snake. I said AMC is a terrible investment. It's a pump and dump. I did all of that. And trust me, my YouTube career didn't go nearly as great as your guys's. But I'm still tracking because the information was correct. That's the difference here. But I want to show you your video tonight, Matt, because you made a video and it's pretty aggressive and it's telling everyone they ruined AMC. They're the problem. And guess what I got to tell you there, Matthew? It just might be you. It just might be you. Maybe you're oblivious to it. But there's a quote out there by Roy T. Bennett. Okay, Roy T. Bennett. And I'm going to read it to you because it makes so much sense to me in my life and my YouTube career in regards to you. Now it says, don't be pushed around by the fears in your mind. Be led by the dreams in your heart. Instead of worrying about what you can't control, shift your energy to what you can create. I couldn't control your message. I couldn't control Jackson Hunter, Review Dork, TMI, Short the VIX, Trade Trades, Lou versus Wall Street, Terrible on Twitter. I couldn't control the misinformation that was being put out. So I focused on what I could create. And I created my own platform to tell you, Matthew, you don't get to tell this story. You don't get to tell people they ruined AMC. Now we're going to watch your video and we're going to see your shape of the narrative. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to systematically, because this is what I do, I'm going to break you down with about 9 videos of your own. And then I'm going to show you some stats. And I'm going to show you exactly who you are and what you are. And maybe you don't even know what you are. Maybe you're undeclared. Maybe you have no idea how you should identify yourself. Clearly, don't call yourself an alpha. Don't ever do that. You start calling out beta males and you got to look about 2 feet in front of the mirror, young man. But let's go hear your video. Don't worry. I'm taking off the gloves. Let's roll.
Ape combined to be less than $1 before September. It's possible. It's unfortunate for me because I'm still invested in AMC. I'm still invested in Ape. I don't have calls. I don't have puts. I haven't played options on AMC or Ape in many, many moon. I just own it and I kind of forget about it. My reasoning for not getting out is the same mantra of like a captain goes down with its ship. And I'm not saying that's right. I know financially it's not right, but emotionally, morally, it feels like the appropriate thing to do. But yet,
remember what I told you about beta males? They do things out of emotion, not facts, not stats. It's out of emotion. Let me tell you something, Matthew. You going down with the ship, is that fundamentally sound? Is that the way you invest? But maybe you go down with the ship because you have guilt. Maybe you know exactly what you did to the masses of people. You took super chat money, all of it, and you were betting that money on the market. And you guys all became millionaires. And I'm talking about you and Matt and you and Trey specifically. But now I'm asking you, Matt, why do you get to tell people they ruined AMC when it was you? Because there's receipts out here. Except you hit a lot of them. But I still have them. Let's go.
that doesn't stop me from telling you guys the truth. I built my following from people who I thought appreciated me telling the truth. I understand I've lost some of my following because some of them didn't want the truth. They wanted hopium. If you're here for hopium, I'm just not the guy.
You're not the guy. I heard that in another video. I actually made another video about you where you said you're not the rah-rah guy. You're not the cheerleader. And then I proceeded to play clip after clip where you're cheering on the stock and you're cheering on everyone to buy the dip. But it's okay. You're not the guy. We'll just act like you never made those videos. Here we go.
because I've seen it time and time again. Hopium does not make you money. I'm doing this to make money. I am in the market to make money.
That's crazy, because you just said you're going to go down with the ship, because you're not there to make money. You're there to go down because of the guilt you have in your heart, I assume. But hey, I'm going to write all this down, okay? You say hopium. That's not you. Hopium. Cool. All right, I want to notate that. Next.
I don't know how to be more clear about this. I trade to make my net worth go up. I don't trade to have likes and a group of sycophantic cultics liking my on Reddit and Twitter. I don't care about that. Their likes, their admiration does not improve my trades. I trade to make money. I don't know how to be more clear about this. I was very excited about AMC because I saw it as a money-making opportunity. And on top of that, it seemed like a good way to not only stick it to the man, but potentially reform some of the downfalls of market and market structure. For example, I'm against pattern day trading. For example, I think
you're against pattern day trading because you are a day trader. You're a YouTuber. You don't have a career other than YouTube and day trading. So here's my problem with you, what you're saying to me. You want to invite the crowd, the gamblers, to the party. And that rule isn't put into place so that people don't overstep their boundaries. Because some people need to just have those rails put in. They need those bumpers on the actual bowling alley here. But keep going. I love this, where you think that you are against something. By the way, you pushed out Webull for a year. We know that much. You're against so many things. Are you against payment for order flow? Because you knew about it, but you weren't against it until, what, your viewers got mad about it? That's when you went ahead and made a point to switch out? That's what I'm telling you. You let the money, you let the views dictate what you say and do. That's why. That's why I'm standing over here.
FTDs are ridiculous. I think the opaqueness of the reporting is insane, and I think the delayed nature of the reporting is insane. I think politicians doing political insider trading is borderline treasonous.
Well, wow. Why do you keep bleeping it out? Like, you say a cuss word and you bleep it out like you're not an adult. You're trying to have an adult conversation right now, and you're about to turn into a child for the next 5 minutes. I know that part. But you said FTDs. FTDs, you're not a fan of FTDs. You're mad about them. Okay, cool. I'm just writing all this down. I got to get it down.
It doesn't make sense to me. There are many things that go on in and around the market that make no sense to me, and until my final breath, I will fight to get that fixed. That fight does not necessarily correlate with gargling Adam Aaron's all day, every day, like I see on Twitter. I am seeing some of the most strange beta behavior from grown men who literally want to walk around behind Adam Aaron all day, every day, just holding his.
Do you think this is funny? Like, is this, you really, when you clip this, you're like, oh, this is going to be hilarious. You're calling out beta males? You, the beta, the master beta? Yeah. And balls isn't a cuss word, bro. You can unmute the balls, okay? How about you have some balls and unmute it? But we'll go for it. Let's keep going with the video.
Sir, is that okay? Oh, are we sitting down now? Sir, where do we go? These are grown men, literally given the opportunity. For half an ape share, they would follow this guy around and hold his for him. I find that strange. Maybe there's certain things in life that when you have an opinion, you should stand by it in a steadfast manner, such as be a good person. Okay, cool. That seems like a good rule that maybe you shouldn't change. But when it comes to the market, if you are incapable of changing your opinion, if on any aspect of your trading, investing career, if you think you should come up with an opinion and stick with that opinion and that thought process every day, every single trading day for the remainder of that investment, you're stupid.
I agree. But that's why I don't understand why you're still in AMC and haven't sold a share. You're going down with the ship because you created the ship, right? Like when you say they ruined AMC, that's your boat. That's your Titanic that's sinking. I mean, I clearly remember you teaming up with Meet Kevin at the New York Stock Exchange. And now Meet Kevin and you both have the same narrative. Ape this, ape that, get rid of ape. It's terrible. Yeah, we know. But where were you when the story changed? What you're saying right here. Where were you, Matt, with the video that says, you know what, Ape's coming out, guys, get the hell out of Dodge. I'm going to sell. My story has changed. The narrative has changed. I've got to get out. Remember, revisit the story, revisit the investment. You're not doing that. You're giving out advice, but you're giving out advice that you're not taking yourself. Contradicting.
New information, you should always reconsider what's going on. Whether you're long or short, whatever you're in, whatever you're not in, you should always be on your toes thinking, is this smart? Is this not smart? Has it run enough? Has it not run enough? What is my risk? It's always a game of reevaluating. If you are incapable of reevaluating based on new information, I'm telling you this, and I know you're going to think I'm a prickly for saying this. I understand that, but I'm saying this because I'm actually trying to help you. The market is not a place for you. If you come into the market and you think I'm coming up with an opinion, I'm never going to reevaluate, and I'm just going to stand there holding some old dandruff-ridden dude's in my hand, this is not the place for you. I am going to save you money by telling you don't be in the market. And that's crazy for me to say.
It is crazy for you to say because you know what? All those guys might praise Adam Aaron, but a lot of them are selling and you're not. So what does that tell you? But go ahead and keep calling them out like you're so different. You're not different. You are best friends with Trey Trades. When Trey Trades went to Kansas City, he was on the phone with you that morning. He reported that during his live stream. I talked to Matt this morning. Sorry he couldn't be here with us. But the truth is, you were separating yourself from that crew. You didn't want to be next to them. Nope. And that was August 8th or 9th, something to the above in 2021. I still remember. And that was the annual shareholders meeting that when I heard it, I said, oh my God, I'm making this video. Adam Aaron is full of it. He's the worst. Where was your video on that? Nowhere.
Because I think a lot of people should be in the market. I think the market is the best wealth generating tool mankind has ever come up with.
I'll tell you it's the internet because that's what you're doing to make a profit.
But that doesn't mean it's appropriate for every single person. And right now, there's a very loud minority of people, particularly on Twitter and Reddit, who don't understand that. They are going to be just losing money. The market is going to eat them alive. They are not only going to end up worse from engaging in the market, but they're going to end up exponentially worse. It's just going to be almost like a degenerate gambling downfall, like a true gambling addict just losing money, losing money, losing money, losing money. I feel for them. Even though I don't like them as people, even though I think they're stupid, even though I don't think that they are just inherently good people that I want to talk to, I'm still going to respect them to a certain degree because they are a retail trader. I do defend retail traders. I do defend what's going on in the world of being an individual trader. In that attempt to help them, I'm informing them the market's not the place for them to be. If they want to be out of the market and continue to gargle Adam Aaron's and think that he's some sort of financial messiah, go for it. But they're wrong. And that's an interesting thing about religious faith and financial faith, is with religious faith, no one's ever going to be proven right. No one's ever going to be proven wrong because a lot of the answers are kind of existential. When it comes to financial faith, we have this thing called charts that tells us. Charts tell us who's right and who's wrong.
I'm going to tell you yes and no. That's half the answer. Because there's a lot of math involved, and not just the charts, but there's also balance sheets, and there's board of directors. There's a lot more than just charts. That might be in your world, day trader. That might be in your world, Mr. I take profits. But there's some people out here actually building wealth. As you say, I want to increase my net worth, right? But I don't want to increase it cash-wise. I want to increase it security-wise, what I actually own and what I'm going to hold. Diamond hand, right? Maybe. Let's keep hearing your video. You're almost done. Then we'll get to the fun stuff. The ones that you contradict everything you just said.
When you have absolute losers telling you that the gamma squeeze is a day away. Trust me, I've been trading for years. The gamma squeeze is a day away. You better buy more because it's looking real good. Looking super good, guys. We should just...
So we shouldn't talk about gamma squeezes, huh? So no FTDs, gamma squeeze. Okay, so we shouldn't talk about gamma squeeze. All right, I just want to write that down too. All right, I don't want to forget. Hopium, gamma squeeze. Got it.
wrong. I don't understand how anyone, but I actually do. I get how people fall for it. It's other people who want opium. It's other people who are as uninformed about the market that put way too much money into a play, and they just need it to come around because of the negative ramifications of what could happen if it doesn't turn around for them. They broke the cardinal rule of don't bet more than you're willing to lose. So they're going around and they're just on Twitter and Reddit, they're each other off for opium. It is what it is, dude. Adam Aaron's a piece of regulators are a piece of market makers are a piece of there's three giant pieces of
4. Matthew Kors, you're a piece of shit. Now let's go for it. Here we go. Here's a video, June 2nd. This is when the big blow-up's happening with AMC. Let's see what you have to say on June 2nd. Don't worry, this is a great video for you.
Let's start off with AMC, gain 95%. We're already up in post-market. And I just want to kind of highlight this. From last Monday until now, we are up 419%. And at one point today, we were up over 500%. These gains, it's the definition of incredible. Spectacular, spectacular price action. Once again, congratulations. Right here, AMC closed out the day at 62.55, a gain of 95% on yesterday's close, bringing total losses for short sellers to 2.75 billion for the day. And if you're doing that math from Monday until now, their losses are in the realm of $5 billion. Honestly, I don't care how we are referred to. If they want to call us dumb money, uninformed, at the end of the day, we are the ones making money. I will take any name they want to throw at us because clearly, I mean, look at these gains. We are the ones that are on the profitable side of this trade. So whatever, call us what you want, do your worst, but at the end, clearly, we are the ones who have made the proper decision when it comes to this particular trade as it relates to AMC. And right here, we have certain players betting against it, or even other ones. Like, I don't know, imagine just hypothetically, let's say that you had 8.5 million shares and your cost basis was 27, and for whatever silly reason, you just paper handed it at, let's say 32, 33. I'm just coming up with a complete hypothetical right now. You could have made extra millions and millions of dollars, and you didn't because you paper handed. But that would be a crazy story, right? Who on earth would possibly make that bad of a trade when it comes to AMC? I don't know. If I did, I would feel pretty weird about it.
There you go, telling people they shouldn't paper hand, right? They shouldn't take their profits, but yet you're highlighting that you and a lot of other investors are realizing gains at this point. So did you tell anybody you were selling calls while you were pumping this stock and pumping the movement? You did not. You or Trey did not. You didn't tell anybody you were selling calls. But here we go. We'll go with more.
Lot of bearish momentum. In fact, when it gets to be this much of an oversold thing, usually that's when day traders and swing traders start to step in just because they're looking for a nice reversion play. So in terms of technicals, we're in a nice region of support and the momentum is about to bend back in our favor. At least that's how I personally read this chart. Remember, no matter what I say, check me, fact check me, do your own DD. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a person posting videos to YouTube. So make sure to do your own research on the current situation because at the end of the day, it's your profits and your losses. And honestly, I hope that it's your disgusting, massive profits when AMC continues to rip higher. On the way up, I am looking at this resistance of 57.50. That's where we were rejected on Friday. And then when we get above that, I'll be watching this region between 68 and 72. And honestly, after that, that would be a new all-time high. And at that point, I would personally believe where you really see the kick in of some more FOMO buying on the new all-time high. And from there, I don't think a gamma squeeze and a short squeeze would be too far away. But once again, these are my own opinions, and I would love to get your thoughts on AMC in a
Were you hinting that a gamma squeeze is not too far away? Are you actually pushing to the fact that a gamma squeeze is coming? I'm just curious because I hope you don't do that on the next one.
We are fighting for marginalized people. We are fighting for the regular person through not only 2020, but really their life. So many people out there. We're just dealt such a shit hand, and that's what we're fighting for. And with it, the people we're fighting against, it's such a pompous.
Is this the most non-believable video you've ever seen? This is not very, as I was put it to me, Matt, you're not very motivational.
A pompous elitist viewpoint of, hey, maybe if you just worked a bit harder, you would be eating caviar in the Hamptons right by me if you pick yourself up by your bootstraps. But that's just not how life is. That's what this fight is. And I want you to know that, yeah, it's playing out on the stock market. It's playing out in AMC stock, in GME stock, and some other stocks, but it's way beyond the value of this company. I like to refer to this as the scoreboard, but what we're fighting for is such an incredibly important message of this. I refer to it as the David and Goliath. I refer to it as this is the embodiment of the underdog story. That is what's going on right now. We are fighting for the regular person who they never got that lucky break. And finally, right now, we are attempting to capitalize on it. And don't forget that, yeah, it's playing out in the stocks, but what's, I guess, at risk for them, the people that we're battling against right now, what we have finally on tilt, it's their ego, it's their pride, and I think that's really, really important to understand.
You know, it's really important to understand that it wasn't their ego, it was your ego. You see, you equate it to David versus Goliath, and if you actually read the Bible and read that story, David did slay Goliath. Then he chopped his head off and walked around town for days, showing it to everyone, showing you, yes, he was a quiet warrior, but it takes a special kind of human, a monster, to do it that way in that fashion. Is that what you're doing? Are you able to cut the head off and walk around and show everyone that you're victorious, that you're the new king? No, Matt. You're a beta male. You're not an alpha male. And you doing this little sad, I don't even know what this was right here. We're up against the man. You want to see what the man looks like? It's right here. This is you. Best friends with the villain himself, right? This is you guys on Fox News together. And this is not the physique of a alpha male. I'm just going to put that out there. But you guys can go lift weights together. You're living a great life now. This is you in a spacesuit just a couple of months ago. This is you finally engaged to your real life fiance, as you call it. And I'm sure it's not hard to be engaged with $1 million in your pocket. But we'll keep listening to the clips where you keep trying to convince regular investors just what they might be missing out on.
I guess context for what this actually means. Having peaked at $60.55, AMC closed out the day at $57, creating a loss of almost $500 million for short sellers in one day. You know, we might be dumb, but it looks like we're causing a whole heck of a lot of problems for the people betting against this stock. But wait, there's more. Right here, short sellers have lost over $2 billion in AMC.
Like, what's with the fake laugh? That's funny to you? Short sellers are like, $2 billion. How about you laugh now about every retail investor that's down at $2 a share and they're still holding it because you know why? Because the captain refuses to leave the ship. The captain refused to go get a rowboat, a safety boat with the women and children like the rest of the beta males.
Since the beginning of June, absolutely incredible. We are becoming such a horrific headache for all of them. So when in doubt, when they're spreading FUD and you're doubting what's going on, come back to the data, come back to the situation. Appreciate the fact that since the start of the year until now, AMC's trajectory fundamentally as a company has been nothing but improving. The data is still in our favor. There's high short interest. They're losing a lot of money. These shorts are clearly underwater. And then finally, as you can see here, the chart is absolutely beautiful. Ever since we started this run up on May 21st, we are now up 369%. I get that some of us are a little bit bummed out that we are down 9% from the highest close we've had back on June 2nd, but a 9% healthy correction after ripping 369%. We are A-okay. And I also want to bring this to your attention. Since the start of 2021 until now, AMC's up 2,600%. Let that sink in. That is absolutely incredible. And I'm here to tell you, in my non-financial advice opinion, that I think we're going even higher. I think these shorts are so incredibly trapped right now that they don't know what to do with themselves. They don't.
Imagine telling all of your followers it's going even higher, and you're basing that off of Ortex data or Litex data.
And it does relate to what's going on in this Ape Nation AMC community. So over the past 3 days, the stock has trended down. That's a lot of red. I am there, right there with you. My own account, when we were up here, when we were cruising sky high at 72, from then till now, my account is down $450,000. It's beyond the most brutal punch to your gut.
The truth is, and if people know this, I actually made a video about this. It's not that he was down 450,000. He already cashed out on the calls that day over there. And then they rebought back in. They were greedy, and that's what they're down now. They rebought back in at the peak, and they're writing that down now. That's where they can show losses. But no, that's not what they were really down. He didn't just take profits somewhere over here. If you guys know the true story, they made millions. Yeah, Trey knows all about it. That's why Trey's not here anymore. This guy, well, he bought back in getting greedy, and what did he do? Trey bought back in with 100 grand. This guy actually bought back in with 600 grand. You know where he got the 600 grand, guys? A lot of people know. It's called Super Chats. It's all good. Super Chat Matt. But we'll keep going with the video.
This sucks. I am riding it out with you.
Oh,
but with that being said, Matt, if you're down this much money, how are you possibly in this play? I am in this play because of all of you. You have my back. I have your back. Right now, I think we need a psychological pick-me-up of what's going on. Don't forget.
Like, did you even believe that? This is some bullshit, Matt. You're not believable.
So 11.82, the magnitude is still pretty noteworthy. Number two is another thing we refer to as a gamma squeeze. This is the horseman number two. So horseman number one.
Don't tell me you're pushing gamma squeezes onto people. You just mocked anyone who says gamma squeeze. This is going to go good.
Is the short interest, the short squeeze. The second one is it relates to the options market. It's a gamma squeeze. So let's go over a bit of terminology. Once again, this is still AMC. Let's take a look at the options chain. On the left side, we have calls. When you buy a call, that's your right to buy 100 shares of a stock at whatever the strike price is. Then on the right side here, we have puts, and that's your right to sell 100 stocks at whatever the strike price is. So if we scroll down, as of market close, AMC was at 49.40. So any of the strike prices for the calls below that are considered to be in the money because that's a bullish bet. So you're betting on the stock going higher. So it's called in the money because the stock is actually trading above these strikes. And then over here, these puts are in the money because remember, a put, when you buy one, is a bearish bet and you're betting on it going down. So that's why these are considered to be in the money. So these two blue regions are in the money, and then these opposite catty corners are out of the money because like you're just not there yet in that directional bet that you're taking. So for the point of this video with the gamma squeeze, let's focus on the calls. Once again, these are in the money. Here's out of the money. So a gamma squeeze is what happens in the market when the stock trends from a lot of these being in the money and all of a sudden the stock goes up from 49.40. And as you pump that up, all of these strikes start going in the money. The 50, 51, 55, 60. As AMC goes up, more of these go in the money from originally being out of the money. Now, if there's a lot of open interest, as in a lot of people have been buying these off whoever was selling them, whoever sold them is going to have to start to hedge their position, especially market makers. It's referred to as their delta exposure. And basically, they don't want to get blown out of the water because they sold these calls. Now that they're in the money, they might get exercised. So it's really to protect their own book that they start to buy shares off of the market as more and more of these strikes go from out of the money to in the money. So right here, don't forget that every single contract represents 100 different shares of AMC. So I did a little bit of math for you. And once again, this is just for June 18th. Obviously, there's some for June 25th, July 2nd.
My God, Matt.
Between 4.5 million shares, between 70 and 79,
No edits, no cuts,
that
guys. I
will
don't
be
care. Matt,
all the way to
keep
145. That's another 30 million shares that these market makers are going to have to hedge for. And when they hedge for it, they're literally just buying shares off the market. So this is why this is the horseman number 2, because as we go up and more of these go to in the money, the market makers have to buy more and more. So it very quickly becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it just goes higher and higher because they bought it. Maybe there's more in the money, and then because there's more in the money, they have to buy more.
I get it, Matt. Short interest, there's 1. Gamma squeezing, there's 2. And then FOMO, right? So there's your 3 horsemen. And I get it. That's what you're pushing out to the people. But I ask you, why'd you make this other video where you're like, hey, guys, these YouTubers that promote this stuff, they're a bunch of hopium guys. There's a whole video of hope right here.
More. So it's kind of that same concept of just like a short squeeze of where it's just like a giant snowball that's getting bigger and bigger, and it's just more and more buying. So first one is the short squeeze. Second one is a gamma squeeze relating to the options market. And now horseman number 3 is FOMO buying. FOMO, anxiety that an exciting or interesting event
I have
may...
FOMO for not another one of these videos. This video just got long just hearing your bullshit. Let's go to the next one.
Before I end this, I just wanted to let you, I don't know, a quote, a saying that's been bouncing around in my head all weekend, and I would love to leave you with this, is we did not come this far to only come this far. Once again, thank you for everything.
Inspirational. This is goddamn biblical. I mean, you are just, you're full of all of it. You know what's crazy, though? While we do all of that, Matt, while we just saw you say we didn't come this far to go this far and tell everybody, you know, FOMO, whatever it may be, you know what I remember? I remember you manipulating AMC investors by partnering up with Astro and Trades for a live stream to say, hey, we're all in this together, guys. AMC, we got to get back on track. And you did that in November of 2021 because the stock was going all the way down. And the craziest part, you were doing Spaces calls with Tara Bull. I remember all this stuff. You were the pumper of all pumpers, brother. Don't worry, I got the clip that you've deleted that no one has. I wouldn't have found it. Is that crazy?
Yes, I'm not trying to hide from it. There are various websites that track all of your super chats. Right now, it's Playboard. Mine is currently over 500,000, but that's not all of YouTube. I will be making a video expressing all of that. Other things I've seen personally about me. Have I promoted Webull in the past? Yes. I'm going to be completely honest. I was a trader. I didn't know anything about market structure. I'm not infallible. I just didn't know about it. When I learned about what was going on with payment for order flow, that's when I switched over. Like I hope that everyone knows I am trying to highlight how bad off-exchange trading is, and that's just one example. I don't want to go too much into like...
Yeah, I know you don't want to go too much into it, Matt. We're going to go so much into this right here. This is you, Matthew Kors. And I want to explain to you that you are not nearly as big as you think you are, and I think you know that now. I think you're bought and paid for. That's one. Okay? I think YouTube, you've fallen completely off, and nobody knows it but me because I pay attention to everything. Let's look at it. Your YouTube subscribers are in decline of thousands every day. Just to give an example, in the last 30 days, you've lost 2,000 subscribers. But more so than that, over the last X amount of months, if you look right here, these are your view counts is one thing, but you saw where you actually deleted 48 million views worth of videos. You don't have a video out there with over 200,000 views. Your best video is like 200-something thousand. So do you know how many videos you had to delete to get 48 million views off the books? Oh, a shit ton, brother. And I know the truth. And why did you delete those videos? Now, I don't know if you had, a subpoena of some kind. Somebody came looking for you to say, hey, Matt, why are you promoting this? Why are you promoting that? But you sold off everything. But even with doing that, look at how you were bought and paid for, and you just don't understand it. Right here, 64,000 subs in 1 month. They knew to push out AMC. Remember, they deployed AMC against GameStop, and none of you guys understand the swap that it is. But this YouTuber's subscribers went to 157,000 increase in June. When it was time to pump the stock, they pumped this channel. They put it out to everybody. And since then, It's dormant. It's gone. Matt hasn't had a positive month in subscribers other than 2 months out of the whole rest of his YouTube career. He's been in a sharp decline ever since. Thousands of subscribers lost. But I've got the kicker of all kickers for you, Matt. You have 335,000 subscribers, but your view count is only 315,000, and you're live every day. Why is that number significant to me? Because I just want to gauge it against myself. I just want to see how I'm only 70,000 views behind you each month. I'm only 70,000 views, but yet I'm 325,000 subscribers away from you. You're a fake. Your whole channel's fake. It's not real. You were used as a vehicle to promote AMC to the masses. And I just had to sit through about 20 minutes of bullshit videos where you're like, yeah, it's going to go higher. It's going to go this, all while you were pumping it for the viewers and the clicks. And then you did damage control for the next year and a half, and everyone lets you just write off scot-free. Fuck you, not me. I'll never let you do it. When you say AMC, they ruined AMC, you better include yourself in the word they. I don't care how critical you are of Adam Aaron or the markets or anyone else. Be critical of yourself. You're guilty. You're guilty by association, and you're guilty because of what you've done. And that's why you're riding it to the ground. Prove me wrong. Hey, my door's open. I'm not going to get anything for it. Right here. I've invited you to my channel plenty of times. Astro, text him, told him, come on in. Trey says, Marantz, I talked to Adam Aaron and I asked the questions he wanted to get at. Yeah, no, you didn't. You read a script. You guys are all part of this script, part of this charade to manipulate retail for the money they have. Not allegedly, because the stock price is $2 a share right now. It fucking happened.